Hey Jamie, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, how was your week?
Um, it was okay. I mean, it was a lot better than last week.
Okay.
The week before that.
So, what happened? Can you tell me a little bit
Um,
about it?
well, I did do what you said, and I took my sister out.
Okay.
We went to see a movie, and I mean that was pretty cool. And then afterwards, we went by the mall for a little bit. So I felt like that was something that was kind of much needed.
Okay.
We had fun. Um, Rest of the week was just blah. I went to school. I worked. Um, Stayed home a little bit. Mm, I mean, I did a little online retail. I mean, which
Okay.
didn't turn out so good, but
Well, what happened?
um, well, I ordered this shirt
Okay.
offline, and I needed to pick up in the store, so I didn't have to wait for shipping.
Okay.
But when I went to go pick it up in the store, they told me it was out of stock. That it was like a glitch on their system online, and that kind of like made me mad a little bit.
Okay.
And I
So,
had a little moment, but
when you
um,
say you had a little moment, can you walk me through it a little bit?
I mean, I got upset at the lady at the register
Okay.
because I'm like, you guys are this big company. How do you have a glitch like that? Like they took my money and everything. It went through. The payment went through, so it should have been in the store.
This is right. It should have been there.
So
So when you got upset in that moment, what were the thoughts or feelings that you were going through?
I mean, um, I mean, I was just upset. I felt like they could have tried to do something. Try to accommodate me some kind of way. Maybe offering another shirt, or like. But the cashier was just so rude. She just kind of just like, so they just gave back my money and I just left.
Okay,
So I felt like the situation probably could have been handled better if she was a little bit more professional.
okay, so I'm glad that you analyzed that situation and realized.
I mean, after the fact.
It's still good that you realized that afterwards. So one thing that we could work on this week is identifying your emotions, those overwhelming emotions, before it gets to that point where you're getting extremely upset and kind of have a moment. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a few notes. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to go back to your week that you had before. How was your outing with your sister? I know you said it went well, but can you walk me through, how did you approach her? Because I know this is probably something new
No,
to do.
I mean, we used to hang out before. It's just something we've never done in a while.
Okay.
So I just texted her and asked if she wanted to go out, and she said yes.
Yeah. How was it awkward when you were hanging out with her?
No, it just went back to feeling like old times. It was just something that we just never really made thought to do again, because we had our own lives. But we were both home last weekend, so it just kind of made that look easier.
Well, that's good. So, when you were hanging out with your sister, how did that make you feel? Like reconnecting with her?
That was my best friend, so it's always good to be with my best friend.
Okay. And then how was she towards you when you were out with each other?
She was good, she was happy to be with her big sister. She said herself that she sometimes felt like I didn't really have time for her, and I told her I felt like she didn't have time for me. So maybe that was just like a little miscommunication.
Okay.
We both missed each other.
Okay. Well, I'm really happy that you kind of realized there was a little bit of miscommunication on both of you guys' part, and I'm glad that you had a good time with your sister. Is this something that you think you can continue to do?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so that was a part of your homework for last week, and then another part of your homework was the stress ball that I gave you, the breathing, counting down, and
Yeah.
using that as a tool to help you overcome some of the times when you feel anger. So, how did the stress ball work, or did you use it this week or last week?
Um, I mean, it works, but to a certain extent because it's not like I have it on me like at the very moment. Like for instance, when I was in the mall, I mean, I didn't have it on me right then and there to like kind of bring me back down. But I did have it when it was in the car. So when I got to the car, I did use it, and that did bring me back and make me breathe a little bit. And then that's when I started to realize, okay, well, did I overreact in the situation? So it kind of have its pros and its cons because I didn't necessarily have it to pull it out right then and there.
It's not convenient.
But it did help in the afterwards.
Okay.
To bring me back down, that car ride home and relieve me a little stress.
Okay. Well, one thing that I wanted to work on with you this session is automatic thoughts. And what automatic thoughts are is those thoughts that come into your mind unconsciously. So what that means is, say you're in the mall and you're walking down in the mall and you say, wow, I can never be as pretty as that girl. That's just something that you might think about, but you don't pay too much time on it. Or you're in the store and you say, well, my hair can never grow that long. And then you feed into it a little bit more and you kind of make yourself feel bad about it. Or you might start thinking negative thoughts because of this one little automatic thought that popped into your brain. So that this is something that I want to work with you on to maybe go a little bit further to see if some of these automatic thoughts that pop into your brain is popping into your brain when you are kind of getting angry at a situation and what we can do about identifying them. Okay. So from my little explanation of what automatic thoughts are, do you kind of understand it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what automatic thoughts are?
Pretty much the first thing that pops up to my mind when I'm either about to get upset for some reason or sad or depressed or something like that. Something I don't really pay much attention to that is causing me to be sad.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. So going back to automatic thoughts in that situation when you were in the mall, what was an initial thought that popped into your head when she said, I'm sorry, there was a glitch in our system and your shirt is not available for you?
Well, she didn't say sorry.
Okay.
She just said the shirt was unavailable, that it was a glitch. At first, I thought she was lying.
Okay. So that's an automatic thought right there, that she's lying. So the fact that you thought she was lying, what can we do, or how can we re-evaluate your way of thinking to not think, okay, she's lying to me? Well,
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Well, in that moment, instead of saying, oh, she's lying to me, kind of like I said before in last week's session, take a deep breath, count a little bit in your head down from 3, and then go into your thought process with a clear mind instead of feeding on that anger that sometimes drive you to have, get angry sometimes.
Makes sense.
So, if an incident like this happens again, how do you think you can handle it?
I mean, I'll just take a moment to gather my thoughts before just automatically assuming, and then kind of go from there.
Okay, so this might be a little bit of a trick question, but how do you think you could gather your thoughts?
Just taking a moment of pause in the middle of the situation.
Okay, that would be good. That would be really good. So, for this week, I would like to ask you, what is something you would like to work on? in our next session?
I think I want to talk about me and the relationship with my father a little more.
Okay.
Um, yeah, cause we don't really have much of. I can't say it's a bad relationship because we don't really have much of a relationship. And yeah, I think the older I'm getting, it's kind of like making me have bad relationship with guys as well.
Okay.
So that's something I would kind of like to talk about and see what's the kind of issue going on there.
Okay. That's something we can definitely work on for next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually give you a little bit of a homework assignment. So, what I would like for you to do is have dinner with your dad, your mom, and your sister. All of you sit down in one setting and have a dinner, and you just talk. You can talk about your day. You can talk about what's been going on.
I don't think that's gonna work. Cause when we have dinner, we don't necessarily sit at the same table. It's just like, okay, he's here watching TV.
Mhm.
One of us maybe sit at the table, the other's on the couch. You know, it's never really like anyone sitting.
Okay. Do you think you can take the initiative and saying, "Hey, mom, I know you don't talk to your dad too much, so
Mhm.
maybe you can go to your mom or your sister and say, "Hey, you guys, I would really like for all of us to sit down. Would you mind talking to dad so we can sit down as a family? We haven't done this in a while, and I kind of miss it."
I guess I can do that.
And see how they respond to it, and if they respond well, then go through with it.
Mhm.
Okay. And at the dinner, like I said, just talk about how each other's day went, how the week is going, work, school. It doesn't have to be an in-depth conversation, but I think this would be a good start with you trying to get in contact with your dad again and have building a better relationship. And even in this conversation, I do want you to, say, "Hey, dad, how are you doing today?" Direct some questions to him so it's not just a general thing. It's a conversation that you and him can have for a little bit, and then it can go over to your mom and your sister.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try.
Do you think you could manage that? I know it's going to be tough, but do you think you could accomplish it?
I'm looking.
Okay. Another little thought that I think you could do for homework is with your stress ball. I know sometimes it's not very convenient for you, but when it is, I would like for you to, whenever you're feeling an overwhelming emotion as anger or even sadness or happiness, anything that you're feeling in that moment that you need to use your stress ball for, get a little Sharpie and write your emotion on that stress ball. It doesn't have to be a sentence, just one emotion. Sad, happy, mad. And then the next session we're going to bring it in and we're going to review the ball to see what you were feeling on that day. I would also like you to put next to it like a Tuesday, Wednesday type deal so we can know on what day of the week you were feeling like this.
Okay.
Okay. So, from this session, how do you feel?
I think it was pretty good. Like the rest of the session, so I felt like I kind of learned a lot, especially with this whole thought process thing and me thinking more on it before reacting. That's something I really need to like focus on. But overall, I think it was a pretty good session.
Okay. So, can you give me a little bit of feedback as to what your homework assignment is?
As far as having dinner with my dad and family,
Yes.
and talking to my dad a little more during the family dinner, and then the whole stress ball thing, and writing out the words and stuff.
Yes, that would be great. In this upcoming week, do you feel as if you and your sister would have a little bit more bonding time
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
definitely. I think that they kind of open up.
The door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing about your newly found reformed relationship with your sister. I think that's something that's really good for you. Another thing I wanted to talk about before wrapping up is, have you been out with your friends?
Oh yeah, definitely a lot more now.
Okay, that's good. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and it was so good seeing you today.
It was good seeing you too.
Thank you, and I can't wait to hear about your experience next week.
Thank you.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.